As we step into 2025, I have set myself a big goal to get better at YouTube. What I mean is I want to put more thought and creativity and effort into every video I make, which probably means we're sticking to one video a week for the foreseeable future. This year, I want to focus on unique ideas and put the time and effort in to bring them to reality in the best way possible. And today, we are doing just that. We are diving into one of them unique ideas. My first reaction video. So today, I am going to be reacting to the GOAT of farming YouTube, Farmer Phil, aka Philip Stewart. Specifically, I want to share my thoughts on a video he posted almost 2 weeks ago entitled How Much I Earn from YouTube. I had this idea to do a reaction video for a long time. I just didn't have the video which I felt I could add value to by reacting to it until I watched this video a few weeks ago. It's such an interesting video because it gives a real glimpse behind the camera to what it's like making videos and doing social media. And while our audiences might not directly relate to the experience like I did, I think the fact that people can't relate is exactly why they find these videos so interesting and intriguing. So I'm going to pick out a few highlights from this video, giving you my own thoughts as we go, agreeing with a lot of what Farmer Phil says, and maybe challenging a few points here and there. Hopefully this is going to be an enjoyable, reflective conversation, so let's get started. That intro took me half an hour. Maybe this whole extra effort thing is actually a bad idea. Okay, we're good. Let's get this going.
Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video it's going to be a bit of a deep dive.
We're not going to be editing this, by the way. It's going to be one take.
If you want to know what this would be like, it'd be like a video I made, this is about 3 years ago now, where I kind of talked about YouTube, the equipment I use, and all of that stuff. And yes, the title of this video is How Much I Earn on YouTube. At some point during the video, we will talk about how much I earn. We're tipping about the jobs I have to do.
Teasing us.
But every time
He's leaving
we make
a hook
video,
for us. So I have to
one of the
watch.
hardest parts about making a video, we make a video about calves, whatever. What do we call the video? And like today's video, I said how much I make on YouTube. It'd probably get a high click-through rate because it's a very catchy title. You're always trying to find the line between catching someone's attention to make them watch a video, between the title, the thumbnail, without being too clickbaity. That is always the thing. You could easily make a video very clickbaity, but
I think you need to be more clickbaity. That's one of my goals for 2025. Basically come up with the idea before I make the video. So what's going to be the thumbnail, what's going to be the title. That's almost more important than what's in the actual video for YouTube. It's the total opposite of TikTok because you don't have them. So you just have to make a good video on TikTok. But on YouTube, title, thumbnail, that's the most important thing. So part of my plan for 2025 is to come up with them concepts, come up with them title, thumbnail ideas, and then make the video after, rather than having a video and then having to do title, thumbnail.
that generally doesn't go down well with an audience. So that's always the hardest bit. Me and Liv always try and brainstorm, try and work it out. At one stage we were using AI. You would have easily known when we were using AI with videos like the Green Symphony and things like that. Literally into ChatGPT.
Never seen any of them
this
videos.
is what we're doing. Give me.
I do use ChatGPT for my titles.
Search ratings.
Never use it
and
for
then
my
also do the
descriptions.
description, which we got very vivid and explorative, very vivid and descriptive description for our video. We quit using.
You also notice he's changing
AI
the angles a lot.
Liv just really did not.
That's very,
like
very
using
important
it.
for
She
keeping
just didn't
people's
like what was
attention.
written up. But let me know in the comments.
He knows
Did
what he's
you
doing,
like when we were using
obviously.
it, the Green Symphony and all them. While if you check the description, that's where you'll easily know whether we used AI or not to create it. Liv never liked the options it gave us. I don't really mind because, in theory, AI should be far better than anything we should be able to come up with. And
Farmer
because
Phil's much
of
better
the
than AI.
quantity of videos I make,
He's just being humble.
you always are going back to check, have I called a video this before? Because I can guarantee you, if I call a video nearly the same thing, or if the thumbnail looks very similar, that video will not do well because it looks too much like something you've already seen. And that is a hard part of my schedule, because I have put out so much content.
This is
In
mental.
the nearly 10 years. I will be 10 years next May, I think.
I didn't know that.
Putting up YouTube videos. I've over 1,000 videos on YouTube, which is pretty mad when you think
That
about it.
is mad. That really is mad. 1,000
Shots like that
videos.
just take forever to do. And if you were to cut that down into what would actually be used in a video, it's 50 seconds recording now. David might use 12 seconds of that.
Ironically,
If you
she
do that a
uses
lot,
most of
that
it.
really eats up memory card space and time on it. We're
He
heading for
makes
both this
a
evening,
really
both
interesting
to
point
see his
here
family for Christmas.
about
So,
thumbnails
my
and how
time
everyone loves
trying to
machinery.
fit it all
And this
in.
is something I have
Compressed.
really discovered.
Mate, of
You need a
1,000
tractor in your thumbnail.
plus videos I have done, one thing that people always do say, I usually put up machinery videos, whether it's working,
For a reason.
3690 in the background there, working tractors or fixing machines, it's usually that. And that is because they always get better views. The
Can be
views
a
of
rubbish video,
my lovely cattle before
but
me
the thumbnail
generally
makes
don't
it a
do
successful
as
video.
well. And one of the things, because I know cattle videos don't do as well, I would generally put up less cattle videos.
And I will say that I tend to just try and post machinery videos in the thumbnail a lot now because they're the ones that do really well. And it makes sense because I would never click on a cattle video, ever. If it's Tom Pemberton, if it's Farmer Phil, they have a tractor in the thumbnail, I'm interested. If it's a cow or a calf or a sheep or anything like that in the thumbnail, no interest, don't want to see it. This is an interesting shot.
In comparison, or say 100% of my time, I would probably
Like, what is he
be
doing in there?
60-40 or 50-50.
What's he trying to do?
Because between myself and Liv, we do basically all the livestock stuff. So, yeah. And on that perception of what you see, another thing
Another
as well,
very
especially
interesting bit.
in the last year or two, I've been filming a lot more of breakdowns that we have because it's content. And usually breakdowns get more views.
Yeah.
But it also gives the perception that we're always breaking down.
He is
if I
always
put 12
breaking down
videos
now, to
and
be
6 of them
fair.
or something is broke, people go, oh, he's always breaking down. Even though they could be small things or it
It's
could
old
be big
machinery.
things, but
It's also great for
like the
content.
3690 there, if we talk about that there, if we go around and shut the door.
Okay, this next story is actually mental. Mental. Will you hear this?
In a girder of a customer shed and pulled it off the back.
One of his workers
I could
damaged a piece
reason
of
with a video
machinery.
of that. Probably would have done quite well. But her driver didn't want the video, and to be fair, they paid
I don't
for the
give my
damage,
employees that choice.
which, like, that was totally
They
wasn't
paid for the
expected.
damage. Sorry, we missed
But
that
they
bit.
done that, so I
They
didn't make a
paid
video.
for the
And
damage.
if you go back to a
I've
video
never
where we
heard
flew
of
the
that.
drone, think over
That's
the yard
crazy to
when we
me.
got that
Crazy.
done. You made, and on that as well, while I'm filming, I always have to be hyperactive to what's in the background and silly things. I'm making sure
I've learned that
you put your
too.
seatbelt on before you go out onto the road. Small things.
There's been one or two videos where there's been a dead cow or a dead calf in the background, and I always get messages from people saying, you know, there's a dead cow in the background. And I'm like, listen, it's the reality of farming. It's fine. Never taken it out or never taken it down yet. I just don't try and show it, but if it's in the video, it's in the video.
And the biggest end of it, making a video is easy enough. You'll always be able to tell how busy I am versus how not busy I am. Because in a busy video, it's usually just me talking to the camera a bit when I walk out the side.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, a drone. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward because I am pushing hard and filming takes up time, especially when you want to go for all the shots like in this video. Put the camera here, put the camera there, talk about why later.
Time is a big
That
issue with
takes
making
time.
videos.
And I have 2 hours before we leave. So
Definitely
I have
is a
an hour
big
and half
issue.
to make this video. And it'll take all of it for about 10 minutes or so this video will be.
It turned out to be a 30-minute video, but we'll just ignore that.
How, I think it was 3 years ago now, or 2 anyways, since Liv took over editing, that I just could not stay awake. As soon as the laptop opened, I was asleep. And it's only because
laptop?
Liv took over the editing.
He was using a
that
laptop.
freed me up to keep going.
Oh my
As we've
goodness.
been going with the 3 videos a week for this past, I don't even know how long I've been doing 3 videos a week. It's definitely a couple of years now, but I owe it all to Liv that I've been able to keep 3 videos a week, because that's actually
I actually can't believe he was using a laptop to edit videos. I know most of you will have no idea why it's such a big deal, but the difference in editing on a computer with like 2 or 3 screens, like I do, and trying to edit a video on a laptop, which I have had to do sometimes, is like night and day. Like it'll take you twice as long and be 4 times more annoying to edit on a laptop. So, Farmer Phil, Liv, if you're still using a laptop to edit, send me a message. We'll get your computer sorted. It'll make your life so much easier.
And 3
Oh
videos
no,
a week
it's still
just
big screen.
increases how repetitive and
Sorry.
how quickly it becomes boring. I'm fully aware
No,
that most of my content at this stage is getting very stale.
I don't think so.
I'm just tied to them 3 a week. Lads all look happy here.
But he's not. Why are you tied to 3 a
head
week?
back for the gear here.
It's a bit confused
We'll
me.
be on back, and then all that's left to do is just
Right.
bed up the locker sheds.
I want to add a little bit of extra context around this bit because it's something I have definitely felt, right? It's the idea of repetitive videos, doing the same thing again. So I posted 240 TikTok videos last year, so that's kind of why I became a little bit obsessed with this idea of I've got to be different. I can't just do the same thing again, which is exactly what Farmer Phil is talking about. Now, I had the same attitude he had until I watched this video and heard him talk about it, and then I was like, well, that's not true. I would happily watch another video of you bailing or you going and spreading slurry in February. And it sort of made me realise that so long as there's a significant gap, doing a repetitive video really isn't such a big deal. And that's something I probably need to remember for myself as well.
And that's been 2 things really. One has been the money, and the second is the YouTube algorithm. Now we'll
This
talk
is why
about the
he's
YouTube
doing 3
algorithm
videos
first, and then we'll get
a
on to
week.
the one you all want to hear about.
The
But
money.
the algorithm works on consistency. YouTube likes to know there's a video up every Tuesday, Thursday,
I disagree with him
6 o'clock
on
on
this.
Tuesday and a Thursday, and at 5 o'clock on a Sunday. The video goes up later than that, partly now because the later the video goes up, the earlier. It's all of, when you get to YouTube,
The algorithm's
and the
complicated.
algorithm and all that, it is like just a total mind-blowing experience of how it all
that's
works.
true.
But
I need to learn
to
more about
simplify
it this year. It's one of my
YouTube
goals.
loves consistency. It loves to know when everything is going on.
It likes
And for
consistency.
example,
It's not the
when my
most
uncle
important
passed
thing.
away, it really is just mind-blowing how it works. I do
We're still on the
understand how it
algorithm.
works, but it's just very hard to communicate in simple English.
Basically, there's key
A lot of it,
metrics,
because
and if you
it's-
hit key
yeah.
metrics,
It's just so
your
many
video is
different
shown
aspects
to
of
more
it that
people.
it's trying to catch you on. My best year on YouTube was 2022. That's when I got the
Interesting.
most views on videos. That's when the growth was at
The
its highest.
COVID
That was
bounce. I
my
think a
peak
lot of
YouTube.
people
Now,
felt
COVID
that.
had a lot to do with how quickly we kind of got going. I'd say a lot of people maybe started watching over COVID. Let me know in the comments, when did you start watching the videos?
I think I was like a
Are you
2021,
OG farming sim people?
2022.
'Cause that's how I started this whole thing off. Or did you come along when the big tire blew up on the
I've never seen any of
umbilical
these
system?
videos.
That was another good one. Or when did you start? Well, but 2022
When did
was
I
my
start?
first year. And then every year since that has been reducing ever so slightly. Not by large.
I think it was like 2 years ago I
but the
started watching,
subscriber
so
growth has
2022.
collapsed, and views are pretty stagnant. And there's 2 reasons for that. One,
This bit's interesting.
as
This
I
is
said
very
before,
interesting.
the content
Why
getting
is
stale
he
because it's
struggling
pretty much
more?
the same
Why
stuff.
did he peak
Unless
in
we change the
2022?
machine or try and do something different, the content is the same. With just more wrinkles on my face, and soon you'll probably start to see some grey hairs. Another thing too is
He's very
there's
likable.
more and more farming YouTube channels out there. There's more variety, more people to pick from,
More competition.
fresher content, and better channels out there. Way better. People who have the time to spend making top class, interesting content. And don't get me, I don't want to sound like I'm a wee shitty
You
place
don't.
person.
He doesn't.
And
Don't worry.
feeling like I'm hard
He
done
says
by
this
because
like
it's
3
working
times. I'm
content.
like, you're
That's just how
fine.
it
You don't
is.
need
That
to say
was always
this.
going to happen. It's no different than. Better put the belt on.
It is
It's no different
extremely
than
competitive, social
years ago
media.
when my father
Like,
bought his first baler
extremely
in the
competitive.
1980s.
And if you don't
And
move and
the work was
change,
plentiful
you're
for
going
the baler.
backwards. Not a lot different to
But now
farming.
balers are 2 a penny everywhere, and the pie there's only so many bales, there's only so many views or people to watch, and everyone is looking for a piece of the pie. So there's basically
That is
more
true.
competition.
Yeah.
I really don't want to sound like I'm being
You
shitty
don't.
or something about it.
Don't
because
worry.
I think it's good. It means everyone has to up their game. It's more content, more variety, more for the viewer. Feels like a bit of a shitty thing to say.
It's not. There definitely is people who go out of their way to not help new people because they don't want the competition. Farmer Phil is the furthest
this
thing
video
from
was
that.
supposed to be, we're now going back to 2 videos a week for the foreseeable, basically forever. The days of 3 videos a week were going to be behind us for the new year. That was always my plan. That 2025 was the year we start to slow down a bit on YouTube and go back to 2 videos a week. But I need the money to finish this.
At least he's honest.
We'll get to that.
Credit where credit's
So, this is the
due.
bit you probably all want to hear. How much do I make?
Yes.
So, on making videos, YouTube pay me based on the advertisements.
Let's
that
work
are
out this
in the video
together.
you're probably watching now. You probably watch one
Because he doesn't give
before
us
you
the total
start this
figure.
video. You probably get one shown to you. At
We
the
can
end.
work it out
Maybe
ourselves.
anywhere from 2 to 4 in the middle. If YouTube has its way, it'll try and cram in. The most I've seen YouTube automatically put in itself was 12.
You need to pay for
12
YouTube Premium. If
bloody
you don't pay for
ads
YouTube
in a
Premium,
20-minute
pay for it.
video,
It is
because
well
YouTube will
worth it.
automatically put them in.
Best
That's up
money
to
I
you then
spend.
to put them in. We generally go for 1 every 6 minutes. That's kind of my rule.
I've
of
never
thumb.
adjusted my
And
ads.
I know, yes,
I really need
the
to.
content creator can choose either no or
Maybe I'm
ad,
missing out on
but that
money.
is
I should cram more ads into these
I pay for
videos.
shit like €150.
I had a look at his views.
I can't tell you it's $250 a video on average or it's $500.
I think it is
video
like $250
on
a
average,
video.
because
That's
it's
what I
always
concluded.
changing. And I
So we'll go
earned
$250 a
less money
video
this year on YouTube than I did last
by
year.
3
even
videos
though
a
I had the
week
same number of views, because the rate at
by
which we get
52
paid at
videos a
is
year.
dependent on who's advertising
So
on
we're
my
looking at
channel
like
and how much they're
40
paying.
to
So
50,000
we're
a
getting
year.
generic ads.
So the answer to his title in the video is probably between 40 and 50,000 a year of YouTube AdSense, which is really, really good. There is very, very few farming YouTubers who even come close to that. So it kind of just shows you the level that Farmer Phil is at when it comes to social media and content creating. And I think the amount he posts, the length of his videos, and the consistency of his audience are all huge factors as to why he has done so well out of it. And that's probably why he's so reluctant to cut back down to 2 videos a week, because 3 videos a week has really worked for him.
In the space now, maybe
At the minute,
it's
he's
a
just
case of
chatting
the pie
about
is
how
only so big and there's more
things have been dropping
pieces
off a
of it to
little
be
since
cut up.
2022.
It's just not there. And
It's happened
that
to
kinda
like
caught me a
basically
little bit, 'cause I
everyone.
was expecting to have more.
I think
go into
post-COVID
this,
was a
and
little
you're
bit of a
probably
bubble.
disappointed now that I didn't just tell you I'm earning X
Well,
amount of money
thankfully
a year
I
on
did for
YouTube,
you all.
because, well, you can work out the maths yourself if you want. And even if you look at different content creators, everyone's getting paid at different rates.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
as it's either
This
28
video
or 29
feels from here
of
on
May. Hopefully by
very
then, I'll have the price of the sheets and the concrete
like
and the 36.90 fixed. And then that'll get me that done. And then
the
I know
end of an era.
that's it.
Does that
We're
make
taking a
sense?
step
I don't know if it was
back,
meant to
we're
feel
going
like that, but
videos. The one thing though,
he talks about
that
cutting back
I'm
and it
quite-
feels like
I kind of know what will happen when I go back to 2 videos a week, because I've sustained 3 videos a week for so long. The YouTube algorithm will start to hurt
I don't think it
the
will.
channel, just because that's what the YouTube algorithm does.
I don't
it's a
think it will.
change. So I'll probably see a larger drop off in views per video, and I'll probably see a
Right, I'm going to pause at this point because he talks a lot about going from 3 videos to 2 videos and how that's going to basically lose him a third of his revenue, third of his money. But on the flip side, it would give him much more time in the week, and I think that would be beneficial. I feel like Farmer Phil, has got a little bit tired of putting out 3 videos a week. And I felt this for quite a long time watching him over the last 2 years. I just don't think he has the same enthusiasm at times that he once did. Now, to be clear, that is not a criticism in any way. The fact he is managing to do 3 videos a week is genuinely superhuman. Like, I genuinely struggle to do 1 video a week. So to see him managing 3 just blows my mind. But I honestly want him to go down to 2 videos a week, just to take a little bit of that pressure off. And I think he'll start to enjoy it again. I'm not saying he doesn't enjoy it. I feel like he doesn't enjoy it sometimes, but I think taking that little bit of pressure off, he will enjoy making videos again. And I'm certain an audience can pick up on that and can tell if you're like passionate about it. And I really, really want to see what happens when he does go down to 2 videos a week. And here's my prediction. My prediction is overall, he will see a hit to his income. He will lose some views from not doing 3 videos a week. It's very, very hard to make up an entire video by boosting views on another 2 videos. But I honestly don't think the drop will be a third. I think it'll be less than that. And here he's talking about how the algorithm will punish him for dropping the 2 videos a week. And I am 99% sure that won't happen. Because like I said earlier, I think the algorithm rewards good videos more than anything else.
A larger hit in my few pound, but I'll be fine. I was lucky in the sense that I always knew that it wasn't a guarantee.
It does feel very end of an era, doesn't it?
So I never went wild. I never went and done what people said I should have done and knocked that timber shed there and put up a big beef unit, which hopefully one day I will get to do, but that'll be out of the farm, not how YouTube. YouTube is grand, but it's money you pay cash in. You try not borrow money again. I did borrow some again with the stone picker, but the stone picker makes me money, and then it's the car after that, monthlies and that. But yeah, it's a finite thing, and if anyone's watching that's also a content creator, just remember that if you go to borrow money,
I'll give you a little personal,
you just can't be sure how much you're going to have, because it's always changing.
To feed into
always
this.
changing. And we're here.
So in May, June, July, I was getting $1,200 a month from YouTube, and it had kind of went up and up and up since I started in September 2023. But I then stopped doing 2 videos a week, and we'd been through the big silage video phase, and I started doing like more random niche videos, and I'm now down to $600 a month. So it's hard to see things going backwards, but I personally try not to care that much. I try and just focus on enjoying doing it, but it is very, very hard to do. It's very hard to do. And the point of all that is to say that if you're relying on YouTube money to be consistent, forget about it. That's not how it works.
Here with the beast, the 3690, and my broken front pulley. But that's going to, he said, around 4,000.
I do relate to this thing of you have money in your head coming in, and you've already spent it.
I want to get done before
you've already mentally spent it. So I think that's what he's trying to say.
It just seems to be one thing after another.
He wants to stick to the 3 because he's mentally already spent the money.
3 years, because it's the crankshafts or the back end seal, and just one thing after another. YouTube has been very good to me in what it's given me, and
it
it's
does
allowed
feel
me to
very
do.
end of an era,
and
but it shouldn't. I don't know why it does. But
and companies I've worked with, and all of that has been amazing. And it was
he
through
has
YouTube
done
and
very,
social
very
media
well.
that we got that off the ground. And that was, I started this for the crack.
I love this story.
Me and a friend used to watch a lot of YouTube, and one day we were watching YouTube, and I said, I'll start a YouTube video. He said, no, you won't. And I said, well, you, I will. And that's what started it. Started for the crack. It ended up turning into a business.
He played Farming Simulator. Farmer Phil's a nerd like me.
All that. So I always knew in the back of my mind, you build.
That's a great idea.
While I had it.
Me and Farmer Phil should start a Farming Simulator map together. That can be one of his videos a week. So we can stick to the 3 videos a week and not have to put much effort in.
A lot of people who come to it.
I'll edit it for him and everything. It'll be so much fun.
That was exactly what we were after. It was because
that's a serious suggestion. Let me know, Phil, if you want to do Farming Simulator sometime.
And take an interest in what we've done. It's been amazing. We'll go to a bit of a negative thing now. What are things about being on YouTube?
I will paraphrase this bit. He talks about some of the negatives of social media, and how people know all of your business because you just put it online all the time. That is definitely a negative. And another negative he talks about is that people make wrong assumptions, and sometimes they put in negative comments based on them wrong assumptions. The example he gives here is that if he gets any piece of machinery, people think he gets it for free, when in reality he paid a lot of money for it. And I can kind of relate to that. For whatever reason, I get very few negative comments. Maybe I just don't see them or don't remember them. But yeah, I can relate. There is some negatives to social media for me. And I don't want it to sound bad, but one of the weirdest things, which potentially is a negative, is that everyone recognizes you. But very few people actually come up and talk to you. Most of the time they just stare at you. So if you ever see me out and about, come and chat to me, preferably, rather than just stare, because it kind of freaks me out. Anyway, back to the video. I think he's still talking
People
about...
just assume anything that comes into the yard,
There
you
we
got
go.
for free, or you got for a heavy discount. I can happily tell you, we bought this. There was no deals, not that I was aware of. If there was,
Sometimes deals
I don't
aren't
know what
worth
the
it
price
as
was
well, to be
without it,
perfectly
but
honest.
we bought that. Not everything that you see that comes into this
I'm
yard is some
pretty
deal, some
picky
fantastic
now
thing. I don't go around.
What companies I want to work with or will work with, and it's not anything against certain companies. So if I've said no to you over the last few months, it's nothing like I don't like your company, but people really underestimate the effort it takes to actually keep a relationship with a company, to make sure you do a good job of promoting their product. And then sometimes you use a product which you've been given for free to try or whatever, and you actually don't like it. And in them cases, I just don't mention it, don't make a video on it, say nothing. I could do a negative video, but that just seems like I'm an absolute ass if I do that. So I just prefer to say nothing. And more I am saying no to stuff because it seems like it's worth it sometimes, but the reality is the stress, the time, the effort, it's usually not. To be clear, there's some stuff I've done has been definitely worth it.
What are we filming when
The
here?
fertilizer
Well,
store
we
and the
still
feeder
have
wagon
good
being
old
the two clear examples.
DJI Mavic Pro. 5
Oh, this
years
is the
on
bit
the
where I
go,
get to
crashed
mention.
it a couple of times. Last time was in a tree when we were at the maze. Still have a broken blade, still flying. I had 3 batteries, but I'm now down to 1. 1 lost.
Probably a wee
while
upgrade
I
in
was
the drone
plowing,
would not go
and
amiss, let's be
1
honest.
has given up. Super, but I think I'm nearly due an upgrade on it because the batteries aren't.
I agree.
Romantic. The other thing then as well,
I have a
we've
Mini
changed.
3,
We
I
no
think.
longer use the GoPros, we use our phones.
Oh, thank goodness he stopped using the GoPros. They were so bad.
Which is quite handy because you're never without your phone. And then the other thing, which I'm filming myself, this is thing.
Same camera
we
I'm
use
using.
now the new camera, which is the quality is so out of this world in comparison to the GoPros, but the DJI Osmo with a magnetic base.
I have
so
2 of
stick
them
it
now.
anywhere
They're
over
not
it.
as
It's
durable as
pretty
a
good.
GoPro.
We've given up using the GoPros because they just weren't the same quality. The Farm Theory and a couple of others told me I had to go to Osmo.
That's me!
I think I might buy an DJI Action as well, because it just might be better to give me 2 cameras and leave one in the workshop when I'm out working, so that
2
Lee or
cameras
whoever's
is
in there
very
can film or
handy.
whatever.
Although I would say just buy another
That's what we're using
Osmo,
at
to
the
be
minute.
honest.
Probably going to sell off my GoPros and the Instant 360 because I just don't use them anymore. They're just the quality.
The quality
You probably tell yourselves
improvement
between the mic and the DJI, the quality
from last year of
so
Farmerfield's
much. Brought
videos
me to my
have
final
been
point of
incredible.
what to make because I was going to finish the video now. But in every video I make, you will always tell. I keep repeating myself and keep talking in circles. And that's because sometimes a video is split between 2 or 3 days, or maybe it's a week apart.
It's very
and
hard
I can't
to
remember
do
what I've said, so I say
videos
what I
over a
have
long
already.
amount of time.
I say what I've said again because I'm not sure whether I've said it or not. So a lot of the time, there's a lot of waffling around it. That's
He waffled a
not
lot
too
in that
rough,
bit, so I've just skipped it out.
Anyways, okay. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have
I
any
did.
questions,
I
anything you want
really
to ask me,
did.
please hit me down in the comments
I really
down below.
did.
We'll try and get back to you. Here's the final piece. I know when I will be going back to 1, and I probably know when we'll be no longer doing a video a week. Them 2 dates are in my mind. So yeah, you can take that.
See what I mean? It's kind of an end of an
As
era.
always, please like and subscribe to the channel. until May, videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
Well,
After that, I'm going to figure something else out, what days I'll put them up. Hey, oh, cross that bridge when we get that far. That's it for me. Good luck.
thank you very much, Mr. Farmer Phil. It was a very enjoyable video. So we'll finish this video with some advice that I have for Farmer Phil or for anyone who is making content and feels like it's getting repetitive and stale, which is something I can definitely relate to. If you're not enjoying it, if you feel like it's repetitive, try something different. Try something that you will enjoy. And absolutely, it's never going to get the same views as a tractor in a thumbnail. It'll never get the same views of the repetitive stuff. But if you enjoy it, you should make it. And just because it might not get the views does not mean it's a bad concept, a bad idea, or a bad video. And that's what I am actively trying to preach to myself, is that don't worry about the views, don't worry about the money, just enjoy making videos on YouTube. I get that that's easy for me to say because I'm just like starting out in comparison to Farmer Phil. But if there was one thing that I think comes across in Farmer Phil's videos, sometimes, it's that he's not enjoying it as much as he was. And I think doing 3 a week is a really big part of that, because believe me, that is an unbelievable amount of work, and it's an unbelievable achievement to have done that for so long. And like I said earlier in the video, I just have a sense, I have a feeling that when Farmer Phil cuts back and does less, he will enjoy it more, and it will probably make for better videos which get more views. I could be totally wrong. Maybe he's right about the algorithm. I have no idea. Anyway, I have a phone call from my version of Liv, Jessica. I better answer this. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will be back next week with a more normal video. I'll try and intersperse the really weird, unique ones between normal videos. Thanks for watching. Hello?